Hi everyone, we're going to verify some difference identities involving the cotangent. So we want to verify that the left side looks like the right side here. And basically these are not that hard. They're basically what we did before, but what you want to remember is the starting point. We know that cotangent is cosine over sine. So basically what we have is cosine over alpha plus beta over sine of alpha plus beta. And then we're going to proceed on from there. And you should, before you watch this video, already know your formulas for these. So I'm just going to write them out. This is cosine of alpha, cosine of beta, minus sine of alpha times sine of beta. And then we're going to do the sine part in the denominator. Sine of alpha, cosine of beta, plus cosine of alpha, cosine of beta. Now, since I have a 1 here, it's going to be a hint of what to divide everything by. And we're going to do it like we did in the previous video. Since the 1 occurs right here, I'm going to divide each of these pieces by sine of alpha over sine of beta, because that will give me a 1. So I'm going to write my numerator as cosine of alpha, cosine of beta, over sine of alpha, sine of beta. So I'm dividing by sine of alpha, sine of beta. And I have 4 pieces I'm going to do that to. I'm going to do it here, 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 and here. Okay, so then we have minus sine of alpha, sine of beta, divide it by itself, sine of alpha, sine of beta. So that's the numerator. Now let's take care of the denominator. The denominator, starting here, is sine of alpha, cosine of beta, and we're going to divide that by sine of alpha, sine of beta. The same. All of these are going to be divided by the same thing. Then we have plus cosine of alpha, cosine of beta, and divide that by, again, the same denominator, sine of alpha, sine of beta. Now, if you notice, here we get the 1, and that's what we wanted. And let's look at the rest of this. This is going to be cotan of alpha, cotan of beta. So this is cotan of alpha, cotan of beta, which is what we wanted. And the denominator, what's going to happen is these two cancel. So we get cotan of beta. And here, the anything cancels. Let's see. Sine of alpha. This should be sine of beta. This should be... oh, I wrote this down wrong. So this should have been sine of beta. And so this should have been sine of beta. You know when something's wrong when it doesn't work out. So that's going to cancel out, and we get cotan of beta. So let me write that out. We're going to get, when you divide everything out, you're going to get cotan of alpha, cotan of beta, minus 1 over cotan of beta minus cotan of alpha. So that's our final answer on that. Let's look back again. Here was our cotan. This was our minus 1. This is cotan of beta. And this is going to be cotan of alpha. And did I write that part wrong too? Let's see. Yeah, this should have been alpha here. All right. Now, let me look at the next one. Let me make sure I wrote it down right. So, cotan of alpha minus beta minus, okay, I have this one written down right. So we're going to do the same thing here. And this one should come out nicer. So we have cosine of alpha minus beta over sine of alpha minus beta. Now just fill that out. So we're going to get I'm going to do this right this time. Cosine of alpha, cosine of beta, and it's going to be plus sine of alpha sine of beta over, I'm going to do the second part, sine of alpha cosine of beta minus cosine of alpha sine of beta. Alright, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to force this. We see this 1 here. So what I'm going to do is divide everything by sine of alpha sine of beta. So I'm going to take my numerator, cosine of alpha cosine of beta plus sine of alpha sine of beta, and I'm going to divide everything by sine of alpha sine of beta. Same thing here, sine of alpha sine of beta. Now I did that because I want to get a 1. So right here, this equals 1. Now let's do it again for the denominator. I'm going to copy my denominator. I have sine of alpha cosine of beta minus cosine of alpha sine of beta, and we divide everything by the denominator. Divide it by sine of alpha sine of beta sine of alpha sine of beta. Okay, so we already know that this equals 1. Here we have cotan of alpha. Here we have cotan of beta. And that's going to be plus 1 because this equals 1. This whole thing right here equals 1 because you're dividing. Now for the denominator, we get that cancels and that cancels. So we have cotan of beta minus cotan of alpha. And that's it. It matches up. The next set we're going to do is secant, and then we're going to do harder sum and difference identities. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.